Welcome to the History of Simple Things, where we delve into the fascinating history behind the little things that shape our world. In the modern world, toilet paper is an everyday essential, a household staple that many of us take for granted. Its invention and widespread use are relatively recent developments in the grand scheme of human history. Before the advent of toilet paper, which emerged in its current form in the mid-19th century, humans had to employ various methods and materials to maintain hygiene after using the bathroom. The history of these methods is not only fascinating, but also a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. This video will delve into the diverse and often surprising ways that different cultures and civilizations dealt with this basic necessity before the invention of toilet paper. In ancient civilizations, the methods of cleaning oneself after defecation varied greatly, often influenced by the available materials and cultural practices. The ancient Greeks, for example, used small pebbles or pieces of clay called pessoi. These flat, rounded stones were carefully chosen and smoothed to avoid injury. Interestingly, the Greeks believed in the cleansing properties of these materials, and they were often inscribed with names or insults, perhaps reflecting a blend of practicality and symbolic significance. The Romans, known for their sophisticated engineering and public sanitation systems, had their own unique approach. In the public latrines of Rome, a common tool used was the tersorium, a sponge attached to a stick. This communal sponge was kept in a container of salt water or vinegar to cleanse it between uses. While the thought of sharing a sponge might seem unappealing by modern standards, the Romans considered this method effective and sanitary within the context of their communal lifestyle and the advanced state of their public health infrastructure. In many parts of the world, natural materials were commonly used for personal hygiene. For instance, leaves, moss, and grass were popular choices due to their softness and availability. The choice of leaves varied depending on the region. In India, people often used leaves from the fig tree, while in other parts of the world, large, broad leaves were preferred. Moss, being soft and absorbent, was another favored material, especially in regions with plentiful greenery. In coastal areas, seashells were sometimes used, though this method required a careful touch to avoid injury. Similarly, smooth, rounded stones were employed in various cultures, especially where other materials were scarce. In colder climates, snow and ice were sometimes utilized, providing a natural and refreshing means of cleaning, albeit one that might seem uncomfortably cold to those unaccustomed to such practices. Asia, with its diverse cultures and rich history, offers a fascinating array of hygiene practices. In ancient China, for instance, paper has been in use since the Han Dynasty, but it was primarily used for wrapping and padding rather than personal hygiene. However, during the Tang Dynasty, the use of paper for cleaning oneself began to gain popularity among the elite. This early form of toilet paper was quite different from what we use today, often being rougher and less refined. In Japan, the use of a wooden spatula known as a chugi was common. This implement, often made from bamboo or wood, was used to scrape away waste. The chugi was an early precursor to modern bidets, emphasizing the importance of cleanliness and the innovative use of available materials. This practice highlights how different cultures adapted their resources and technology to meet their hygiene needs. Islamic culture places a strong emphasis on cleanliness, both physically and spiritually. The traditional practice of istinja involves using water to cleanse oneself after defecation. This method is still prevalent in many Muslim-majority countries today, reflecting a deep-rooted cultural and religious significance. the use of water for personal hygiene is considered more thorough and purifying than using dry materials alone. In addition to water, natural materials such as stones or clay were also used when water was not readily available. This practice underscores the importance of cleanliness in Islamic culture and the adaptability of its followers to different environmental conditions. The continued use of water for cleansing in many parts of the world is a testament to the effectiveness and enduring legacy of this ancient practice. During the European Middle Ages, the methods of personal hygiene were varied and often dictated by social status. Wealthier individuals had access to linen or wool cloths, which were softer and more comfortable than the alternatives available to the poor. These cloths were often washed and reused, highlighting the resourcefulness and frugality of the time. For the majority of the population, however, more rudimentary methods were employed. Corncobs, for instance, were a common choice in rural areas of Europe and North America. The texture of the cob was effective for cleaning, and it was a readily available material after the corn harvest. Other materials used included hay, straw, and even discarded pieces of fabric. These methods, while far from luxurious, demonstrate how people made use of what was available to them. In colonial America, the early settlers brought with them a mix of European practices and adapted them to their new environment. One popular method was the use of corncobs, which were abundant and effective. As settlements grew and developed, the availability of newspapers and other printed materials led to their use for personal hygiene. The pages of old catalogs, such as the Sears Roebuck catalog, became a common choice due to their thin and absorbent nature. The use of printed materials continued well into the 20th century, especially in rural areas where commercial toilet paper was not readily available or affordable. This practice reflects the ingenuity of people in making use of available resources and the gradual transition towards modern conveniences. Indigenous cultures around the world had their own unique methods of maintaining hygiene. Native Americans, for instance, used a variety of natural materials such as leaves, grass, and even animal furs. The choice of material often depended on the region and the season, with different plants being preferred at different times of the year. In Arctic regions, the Inuit people used snow and moss for cleaning. The softness and absorbency of moss made it an ideal choice, while snow provided a natural means of cleansing. These practices highlight the adaptability of indigenous cultures to their environments and their resourcefulness in utilizing the natural materials available to them. The transition to modern toilet paper began in the mid-19th century, with the invention of commercially produced toilet paper in the United States. Joseph Gaiety is often credited with producing the first commercially available toilet paper in 1857. Gaiety's medicated paper was sold in flat sheets and advertised as a means of preventing hemorrhoids. Despite its benefits, it was not an immediate success, as many people were reluctant to pay for a product they had previously obtained for free. The real breakthrough came with the introduction of perforated toilet paper rolls by the Scott Paper Company in 1890. This new format made it more convenient and accessible, leading to its gradual acceptance and widespread use. The development of softer, more absorbent paper in the 20th century further cemented its place as a household necessity. The history of personal hygiene before the advent of modern toilet paper is a rich tapestry of human ingenuity and adaptation. From the pebbles and clay of ancient Greece to the communal sponges of Rome, the wooden spatulas of Japan, and the corncobs of colonial America, each method reflects the unique environmental and cultural context in which it arose. The transition to modern toilet paper, while relatively recent, marks a significant shift in hygiene practices, influenced by technological advancements and changing social norms. Understanding this history not only provides insight into the daily lives of our ancestors, but also highlights the importance of sanitation, and the continuous evolution of human practices to meet basic needs. As we continue to develop new technologies and improve our standards of living, it is fascinating to look back at the diverse methods that have been used throughout history to achieve the same goal: cleanliness and hygiene. The story of toilet paper is a reminder of our shared humanity and the endless creativity we employ to solve life's everyday challenges. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.